Have you ever read something that just grabs you? Something that sticks with you long after you've put it down? Well, most of what we read every day is just, noise. Well, today, we're diving into what makes that difference. We're talking about influential writing, based on the incredible book by Raoul Rev Vaughn. We're going to find out how you can unlock what he calls a secret superpower in your own communication. All right, let's get into it. So Rev Vaughn calls this a secret superpower, for a really good reason. This isn't just about stringing together a few nice-sounding sentences. Nope. This is about building a message that actually moves people, that can change minds, and that drives real, actual action. It is truly the hidden engine behind some of today's most successful people. So that's the big question, right? In a world that is just flooded with content. Think about your inbox, your social feeds. What's the secret sauce? What makes a few words cut through all that clutter and really connect, while everything else just kind of washes over us? Okay, the very first step to getting this superpower is understanding one massive difference: the gap between just informing someone and actually influencing them. They sound like they could be cousins, but believe me, they are worlds apart. And getting this difference is where everything starts. And you can see the breakdown right here. On one side, you've got your standard informational writing. This is what we see most of the time. It just throws facts and data at you. It makes you a passive reader. But influential writing, that's a whole different game. It builds this amazing bridge between logic, the facts, and real human emotion. It doesn't just want you to read, it compels you to do something. So let's be super clear on this. Influential writing isn't passive, it's an active force. It's designed from the ground up to shape how your reader thinks, how they feel, and what they do next. It pulls them in, connects with them on an emotional level, and gives them that nudge to act. It's not just communication. It's a tool for making things happen. Okay, so we know what it is, but how do we actually pull it off? Well, Vaughn gives us a blueprint. He breaks it all down into 5 key components. Think of these as the essential ingredients you need to give your writing that power, that influence. Let's take a look. And here they are, the big 5. First up, emotional connection. You have to speak to people's hopes and frustrations to make them feel understood. Then clarity and simplicity, because you've got to cut through the noise with a sharp, direct message. It also needs an action-oriented focus, meaning every word is pushing the reader to think, feel, or act in a new way. Of course, none of that matters without trust and credibility. And finally, you wrap it all up with storytelling as a tool, because stories are what make a message stick. And let's just pause on trust for a second, because this is the absolute bedrock of the whole thing. You could have the most beautifully written, emotional, clear message on the planet, but if your audience doesn't trust you, it's all for nothing. That trust is built slowly, piece by piece, by being transparent, staying consistent, and having the guts to share real stories. Now, these 5 components, they don't just work on their own. They're part of a process, a system that Vaughn calls the influential writing cycle. It's a repeatable way to take your reader on this journey from just being curious to being fully on board. And you can see how perfectly this flows. You start by making that emotional connection to get their attention, to make them feel seen. Once you have them, you clarify your point with simple, direct language. With that clarity as a foundation, you then build trust through your authentic voice. Then you bring it to life with stories to make your big ideas feel personal. And only then, with all of that in place, do you drive action by telling them exactly what to do next. And that's the magic right there. The whole point of this cycle is to transform your reader. They stop being just a passive consumer of your content and become an active, engaged participant. They're not just reading anymore. They're ready to take that next step you've so carefully guided them toward. So, there you have it. You've got the blueprint. You've got the cycle. All the knowledge you need is right here. The only thing left to ask is, what are you going to do to turn this knowledge into your own superpower? If you're serious about wanting to master this superpower and really use your writing to attract and engage people, then I really suggest you go straight to the source. You can take a much deeper dive by checking out the book Influential Writing by Raoul Rev Vaughn. You can find it over at revvaughn.com/influential. So we'll leave you with this one last thought. We've seen that this is so much more than just a writing technique. It's a genuine tool for change. Your words have power, way more than you probably realize. So the final question is, what change are you going to inspire?